If you're walking along the northern edge of Inwood Hill Park, overlooking the Harlem River at Spuyten Duyvil, you'll notice this giant 60-foot sea painted onto the side of a cliff in the Bronx. This is the story of Sea Rock. In the fall of 1952, Columbia rowers Robert Prendergast and Donald Fagan wanted to leave their mark on the river. Columbia's rowing team had a tradition of painting its school letter along the Hudson River near the annual Poughkeepsie Regatta. After the race moved to Ohio, the two Columbia rowers decided to find a new spot closer to home, a giant cliff across the river from Columbia's athletic complex. With permission from the New York Central Railroad, which owned the land at the top of the cliff, the two students set out to paint a giant sea that could be seen from the river. They took turns lowering themselves down the cliff in a bosun's chair, basically a seat swinging from ropes, and painted the giant letter by hand. They didn't finish it that year. By winter, they had painted roughly half the sea and abandoned the project. Other Columbia rowers eventually finished it, completing the giant letter in the years that followed. The final sea measured 60 by 60 feet, with strokes about 12 feet wide and painted blue with a white outline. In 1976, Columbia lightweight rower Stephen Abbey drowned after his shell was swamped. The accident raised new concerns about safety and liability around activities at the cliff, including painting the sea. With the painting no longer being maintained, the bold blue gradually faded to light gray. Then, in October of 1985, Columbia heavyweight rower Dan Iriff decided to bring it back. Iriff got $300 from Columbia's athletic department, bought 20 gallons of paint, and recruited fellow students to repaint the giant letter over 3 weekends. The cliff is made of Fordham gneiss, a type of bedrock that formed over 1 billion years ago, long before New York City ever existed. For generations, Bronx kids have used these cliffs to jump into the Harlem River, turning the cliffs into a dangerous rite of passage. So you've got a billion-year-old rock, a 70-year-old college letter, and generations of New Yorkers who've made this cliff their own. And that's the thing about New York. Sometimes the most interesting stories are hiding in plain sight. So that's kind of interesting.